This is Elizabeth Green, and want to start by asking you a question today. Do you suffer with any arthritis? Do you have any joint pain? What about Crohn's disease? I'm finding more and more people I talk to suffer with Crohn's disease. Do you have Crohn's disease? Maybe high blood pressure? Atherosclerosis? What about asthma? Do you or any of your kids have asthma? So many of us are finding that kids are getting asthma these days. What about depression? Have you suffered from depression, postpartum depression, eczema? If you've struggled with any of these issues, then I really invite you to listen in today, because I'm going to share some things with you that are really going to help you as you try to deal with some of these issues and find relief. And I'm going to do that through sharing with you about OmegaGuard. And OmegaGuard is a pharmaceutical grade fish oil. Now, what does OmegaGuard, a fish oil, have to do with these conditions that you may be suffering from? Well, I'll address that today in this short webinar. Now, a lot of doctors are beginning to recommend supplementing your diet with omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids, that's basically your fish oil. And the doctors are beginning to recommend this to us because it's really difficult for us to get omega-3s in our daily diet. And as a result, our body is severely deficient. A number I saw recently was we're getting about 1/5 what we need of this nutrient. So that's a pretty severe deficiency. And why is it that we are not getting this nutrient the way we need it? Why are we so deficient? Well, you get omega-3s from your fatty fish. And the suggestion is to get 2 servings a week of fish. Now, I don't know about you, but I try to feed my family salmon, but I don't feed us salmon twice a week. Probably it's more like once or twice a month, if I'm to be realistic, where we eat salmon. I used to actually eat a lot of tuna fish. And then when I was pregnant, I was warned, don't eat too much tuna fish. You don't know about the mercury and the contaminants in the tuna, and you got to be careful about that. So I've really backed off on tuna and eating fish in general. And so we have this sort of problem that we face, that we know we need those omega-3s, but we're not confident that the source that we get them from is clean and good for us. And so as a result, we're not getting as much fish intake as we need. And our doctors are saying probably it's a good idea to supplement with a high quality fish oil. But here's the deal. A fish oil, like any supplement out there, you're going to have some good ones and some not so good ones. And I really didn't understand about the supplement industry until several years ago. I just went to a store and bought what I wanted, wherever it was that I was convenient for me to buy a product. And I didn't realize it's unregulated, and often supplements have contaminants in them. They have things in them, fillers. They have things in them that you don't want. They don't have things that are on the label. It really is difficult to find a really high quality, good supplement. And that's why before you head on down to the store, there's something that you need to know about fish oil in particular. And that is that some of them may actually be toxic to us. And the reason is that some supplement manufacturers extract the low quality oils using a toxic solvent. They actually use an oil called hexane, which is a synthetic solvent petrochemical, not something that we really want in our body. And that is why when it comes to fish oil, but to really supplements in general, I feel very confident recommending this OmegaGuard pharmaceutical grade fish oil from Shaklee. If you're not familiar with Shaklee, I partner with this company because of the due diligence that they do with all of their products. They in an industry that's unregulated, they provide organic, non-GMO products, and they do a lot of testing, a lot of scientific studies. So they're very science-based. They do, and I just have the confidence they've never had a recall on a product. And I think that's because of what they do on the front end to protect the quality of the products. And so I don't recommend things that I don't use. I don't recommend things that I'm not confident in. And I feel very confident for my own family to use this, but also to recommend it as well. And that's really why I partner with this brand. So why is OmegaGuard unique? What are 4 reasons that this is unique and different from other fish oils that you might find on the market? Well, number 1, you're going to find purity here with this fish oil. That's important because we all know that fish have contaminants, right? They are exposed in toxic waters to heavy metals like mercury, lead, dioxins, PCBs. And in fact, there was a study that revealed many globally available fish oil supplements contain pesticides. So again, not something that we want in our body. Furthermore, a number of brands use a high pressure distillation process to get their fish oil extracted, but that whole process destroys the nutrients and it may not be able to get all the heavy metal contaminants out. So it's like a 1-2 punch. You're not getting the nutrients that you need because they're being killed in the process, and you might not be getting all of the contaminants out. You don't want to put oil in your body that has those contaminants. So what makes OmegaGuard unique and different is their whole distillation process. It's state-of-the-art, it's multi-stepped, and it enables them to concentrate the beneficial omega-3s, that's the EPA, the DHA. So you're getting the concentrated fish oil, but it's also pure because this whole process, it's like a triple step, and it removes all of these contaminants, the leads, the mercuries that you do not want. So all that's to say, it is pure. You're getting purity out of this fish oil. Another thing that they do is they reduce oxidation in the formation of trans fats. And that's very important because we don't want our fish oil to go rancid, right? We don't want to put something rancid in our body. And this is going to protect it from going rancid. Lastly, it minimizes the fishy odor and aftertaste. I don't know if you've ever had fish oil and you were reminded all afternoon or all day because you're burping up this yucky, disgusting fish oil taste. Well, that's just gross. And I know I've talked with people who have said, I'm not taking fish oil anymore. I hate that fishy aftertaste. I have not experienced that at all with this fish oil. It gets deep enough into the digestive system. It's coated the right way. You're not going to encounter that with this particular fish oil. So I take it and forget it. Take it and forget that I've even had the fish oil. So you've got pure distillation process, but in addition to the pure distillation process, they do also seek to source their fish out of the cleanest water, ocean waters. It's great to have a good distillation process that pulls things out, but we don't want to do it from a fish that's been swimming in awfully polluted waters. So the purity is very important when they source the fish. But they're also sustainably harvested. This fish oil is sustainably harvested, and that's the second thing that makes it very unique. It's got the official Friend of the Sea seal. If you're not familiar with Friend of the Sea, it's an international conservation organization that follows strict criteria for sustainability. I know when I've gone to the zoo in my local area, if you've gone to your zoo or your aquarium, often I've gotten a little pamphlet and they say, when you go by to your fish market, when you buy fish to eat, make sure it's got this Friend of the Sea seal, make sure it's sustainably harvested. And that's important because what the Friend of the Sea does is it tracks fish populations. It works with fishermen to set the catch limits. And that helps us helps them avoid harvesting during the spawning season. We don't want to harvest fish during the spawning season because we need a constant supply of high quality fish, right? We need for not only our food source, but also for our fish oil without harming the environment. And so they are very careful to make sure that they're not harming the environment. They're protecting the supply. And so it's sustainable. And so if that's important to you, I know it's important to a lot of sustainability is really important to a lot of people. Then you can be rest assured that this is not only pure, but it's sustainably harvested. The third characteristic that makes this a unique fish oil is that it's got potent levels of DHA and EPA. That's really important because not all fish oils are created equal. And some fish oil supplements use cod, but cold water fish that inhabit the deeper parts of the ocean, again, your mackerel, your sardines, your herring, your anchovies, those are going to have 3 times more potent DHA and EPA levels than your cod. I talked to someone recently who said she takes cod liver oil, and that always makes me think of Mary Poppins. Wasn't it cod liver oil that she gave to Jane and Michael Banks? They'd been out in the rain romping, and they came in and she had to give them cod liver oil. Well, this is going to be much more potent for you than the cod liver oil. It's just more dense, and you're going to get more bang for your buck here. So you're going to get a pure, sustainably produced, and potent form of your fish oil. The last piece is that this slide has a lot of information on it, but what you need to know is that it's in the right formula. There's a right formulation. Really, for fish oil, it needs to be a 3-to-1 ratio of DHA to EPA. There's a ratio, and this all tells you that bottom line on this slide is that it's in the right ratio. You're getting the right amount for your body. Now, that middle paragraph really lets you know that you can take more when you're fighting a health issue. I think we're in such a medicine mindset society that we think, oh my goodness, it says take this amount. But if you're dealing with a health issue, you can take more. In fact, there's a doctor, Dr. Browse, who recommends with this particular soft gel that he usually recommends from 3 to 12 per day, depending on what issue you're dealing with. So it's not medicine. It's pure fish oil, and you can take more. Your body may need more to help itself heal. Our bodies have an amazing ability to heal themselves when they are given the right nutrients. And if we're deficient, think of a gas tank. If you're just topping off a gas tank, you're not going to need to put much gas in it, right? But if your gas tank is empty, you may need to put a lot of gas in it in order to get it up and running, get that tank full. And it's the same with nutrients. If we're deficient, we may need a lot of nutrients in order to get our tank full before we go back to just a maintenance mode. And so that is what this is describing. And that's really important when we're dealing with issues. I mentioned issues like arthritis, like asthma or eczema. When we're dealing with an issue that we're trying to get some relief from, we may need more for a season in order to give our body that jump start that it needs in order to fight the way it needs to. So let's talk about the largest organ in our body. We're talking about our hardest working organ, I guess I should say, in our body is the heart. And we want to make sure that this fish oil can be very good for our heart. And we want to make sure we're taking care of our heart, because we want to give it all the nutrients that it needs to perform better and to last longer. Listen, I'm passionate about wellness, and I just believe that God's given us this one life to live. And we want to feel our best so that we can live our best and make the most of every top opportunity that we are given to us. We want to live well and leave a legacy to those who we leave behind. And so this fish oil can be very helpful for your heart. Why? Because it improves cardiac circulation. Fish oil can also be beneficial for high blood pressure because it reduces arterial pressure by relaxing the smooth muscles. So the muscles relax as the blood's going through, and then they are able to, you're going to have support with blood pressure. So whether we're young or old, whether we have heart disease or we don't, it's great to have an idea and a perspective of prevention. We are in a perspective right now of get sick, have disease, treat disease. And I'm passionate about helping people shift that perspective to a perspective of prevention and wellness. Let's have preventative ideas, and let's have prevention and wellness rather than treating disease. That's what I would like to do, help people promote wellness and do prevention. And that's important because we can't just think, oh, fish oil is good for me to stop a heart attack. Well, it won't stop a heart attack. It won't do it. But you know what I mean? We can't just take a supplement and think we're good to go. It's part of an overall diet, an overall lifestyle of a healthy diet, regular exercise, rest, that is good for us. So it's supplements are exactly what their name implies. It's not the main thing. It's adding to an already good lifestyle. We're filling in the gaps, so to speak, so that we can make sure our body has everything that it needs. So for a moment, I just want to also mention some of the other things that I said that can be helped by taking DHA and EPA. It's helpful to support, as I mentioned, cardiovascular health, vision, brain, and joint function. If you have asthma, it can help reduce the frequency and severity of your episodes. Depression, it can help reduce severity of depression. Eczema, reduce skin itching, swelling, and inflammation. Osteoarthritis, reducing inflammation and joint pain. And DHA is really believed by many scientists to be necessary for higher learning and childhood intelligence because it improves the brain neuron development. I give this to my kids. It is so important for even pregnant mamas, because think of that baby growing second and third trimester. What is happening? The brain is developing. And if mama is deficient in DHA and EPA, then the developing baby is going to be deficient too. So I always encourage pregnant moms, especially second and third trimester, to make sure that you're supplementing with a very high quality, pure fish oil. Also through nursing as well, because that baby, that infant, is that brain. I mean, think toddler, preschooler, think how much that brain is growing and developing, even that teen brain and the hormones, so much is going on. It is so beneficial and helpful to our cognitive health. So some of the very many things that fish oil can help you with. So if you have struggled with any of these issues, if you think, I'm probably not getting as much fish in my diet as I need, I might be low on my EPA, my DHA, my omega-3s, maybe I should consider supplementing with a fish oil. There's so many health benefits. If that is you, then I just invite you to visit my online shop. You can find that here and some other heart healthy supplements there as well. You find that by going to www.elizabethmgreen, that's green with an E on the end.com. elizabethmgreen.com, and on that, what I call my hub site, on the top bar at the far right, there's a little link that says shop, and you can go there and you can find what you are looking for there. Pretty easy to get to. You can also join my wellness center. I'm not sure if you've joined my wellness center before, but it's super easy to create an account. And then you get VIP access to my entire library of wellness content. Again, you can find different supplements that can help with different ailments. I mentioned earlier, I want to say it again because it's super important, that our body has an amazing ability to heal itself when it's been given the nutrients that it needs. And some of us are just deficient because of our diet, because of our lifestyle. And our body is just not getting what it needs to function well. Just like a car, you've got to change the oil. You've got to take care of that car so it lasts a long time. Our body is the same way. We really need to take care of this body so that we can live the life that we've been called to live. You can find updates on different products. You can also look at archives to my newsletters. There's a lot of great information in those newsletters, and all of that is going to be archived conveniently for you in that wellness center. You can also connect with me on Facebook, and that helps you stay connected with the latest tips. As I learn things, that I like to share them with others so that we can all enjoy wellness together, right? I want it for my family, I want it for yours. So I'm going to share it there. I love it when people post and say, you know, hey, I learned this, or this is what I've liked. And I invite you to do that as well, to post what you've liked. If you think someone might enjoy or benefit from what you've heard, feel free to share it. That's what we're all about, right? Is sharing. We share good things that we learn that are helpful. And so invite you to do that. Mentioned my hub site to you before, www.elizabethmgreen with an E on the end.com. And there you can connect with me. You can see how to connect with me. If you've got a question, I do some consulting, some wellness consulting. So if you want to connect with me, if you've got a question, I invite you to do that. I'd love to connect with you. And you can also find where you can follow me. I'm on Pinterest, I'm on Facebook and other spaces. So that is the great place to connect with me. I also have a calendar. To be honest, I have not updated this calendar, and I need to do a better job of updating the calendar so that you can see the different events I'm doing. I do different events, like I do a 7-day cleanse, a 5-day reset. There are different programs that I run, and people like to jump in on these programs. And so when you see those, you can ask me more. How can I get involved in that? I want to really take a proactive approach to my health. Let me. And these programs are designed for you to do that. So I want to thank you again for joining this wellness webinar today. I'm going to do some more of these in the future and look forward to seeing you on my next event.